I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler. I'm just gonna check in with you. It's a little after 2 o'clock in the morning here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've had a lot of stuff going on over here, and I've been very busy and very tired. Um, I really need time. I have to take time to myself and deal with things I'm dealing with here. However, I'm going to briefly go over some confirmations of things that I've said. They've been coming so fast um, that I try to post them on my community forum and do screenshots and save them and post them on Instagram because I don't remember everything, and I thank everybody for loving me and supporting me. And you all watch the news, and many times you are watching this live when it's coming on mainstream news, them actually repeating what I have said in my prophecies and Nipsey's prophecy, especially the ones since 2019 with Nipsey, NASA, and Navy. I'm talking about outer space, and it's a reflection land, air, water, and sea, and dealing with the Navy and the government, the whole military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, but definitely bring out things with the Navy, and especially in California, where he was mentioning the ships on the sea and the Coast Guard and sex trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, child trafficking, moving through the oceans in California, as well as the underground cities and tunnels, which is what he told me when he came here, the very first time he came here. And after he spent 3 days basically checking me out and spying on me and seeing what type of person I was and could he trust me to tell me these things and to say these things. And I've had to do research. Literally, it changed my life. He changed my life. And for people that don't understand that, that's their problem. I'm not going to worry about it, especially when they don't deal with human beings and the human soul. I'm not going to call them a ghost or a spirit. That's not what they are. You're ignorant if that's what you call them. You clearly don't have the abilities to see, speak, and hear like I do to insult them that way. It's not a ghost. It's not a spirit. You're still dealing with the human being and the soul of the person that has now extended out of the body because the body died. The physical body died. So they're in their original form, the energetic, the higher form, before they pick the flesh body. So they can still see, hear, speak, think, remember, move, travel. They just cannot always act on physical things and make them move because they don't have a physical, heavy, dense body anymore to move around, which is what everybody wants and it's what everybody misses. Unless it's a person that's so stupid and so mentally ill and so ignorant and they commit suicide or put themselves in situations to be murdered, which is still indirect suicide. He has been teaching me about space and extraterrestrials that the government deals with, and that our people, the first beings and the first devils, were black, and those are the ones that sold out the earth, the resources, and our ancestors, and merged with the other extraterrestrial beings. I've gone through these things many times and said they were planning to live on space and create the android and crash the planet, as a lot of you know. If you go back and watch the movies, The Terminator or Arnold Schwarzenegger, someone sent me this a couple of days ago where you can actually see them having buildings and apartments, just like I told you, Nipsey said. They're already living there right now, and they're living underwater. They have cloned animals like Noah's Ark and Adam and Eve, and they're going back to the Adam and Eve prototype because there are different scientists that you think is God, that you're told is God, that created different species, genetic species of the so called human being, the human. It's not the original, as I said in the last show, children of a lesser God. They're just like dolls or mannequins. You go in the store and you see wearing clothes and outfits, and you can pick out which one you want. This is what this is. And many people will be destroyed. And how I told you, him and Dr. Sebi, Nipsey and Dr. Sebi, were talking about water world and talking about all of the resources being destroyed and all the diseases moving through water, and you need water, and your body's about 75-80% water. And so a lot of these diseases I told you about, encephalitis, I told you about these viruses, I told you about these colds, I told you about these worms. I said it would seem like a cold, but it wasn't. I told you about Ebola, Marburg, pig, cow, chicken, flu, mad cow disease. Now you see this all over the place. Huh? I know you see it. If you don't, you got your ears covered, or you're hiding under a rock or something, because what I said is all over the news now. Even here in Georgia, they have some cases. When I said I saw rats with COVID in New York City walking the streets as big as a goddamn cat and passing this to humans and moving in different cities. And I saw them in Atlanta, and I saw the wild animals like wild cats, wild dogs, raccoons, deer, all the animals that cannot get food, and they're taking their resources and taking their land, and they're living outside. And as well as you see all of these foreigners coming in here with diseases that are worse than what we're used to, but they've learned to build an immunity to it and live with it, in different worms and parasites and viruses and infections from other types of worms that we're not used to, and other ticks and different diseases that are on rats and cats and other animals that they're bringing in, or that they're infected with them, or they bring pets that are infected with them. Now there is a worm that lives in the lungs of rats, and it's here in Georgia. And some people have gotten sick, and they said over the years these came from different countries on ships when they were traveling on the ocean and bringing them to the docks to deliver food and other items, and they got off this ship and started living in Georgia and living in other places. Now there are people sick with it, but they said that you mainly get this through uncooked seafood, uncooked meats. But you have to be careful with cats you deal with outside, or your own cat. There's a lady I saw on the news. She got very sick from her own cat having some type of worm, some type of parasite in it, or virus. She got very, very ill and had to go be rushed to the hospital to avoid dying. These things will kill you. I said that. She was telling me about these viruses that grow. And do you remember? I don't know exact video. I might have put it in there so I wouldn't forget. I don't remember everything I say. When I'm saying these things, it's so much, or I'm in trance, or Nipsey's giving it to me, or somebody's giving it to me, and I'm listening. So I don't remember everything, but this comes to me when y'all bring it to me. What I said, something about the lungs, and I saw these undeveloped parasite. Which one was I talking about? In the lungs, and create fluid and infection in the lungs, and difficult for children to pull up the mucus because they're infant babies, or they're very young. They're the newborns, or they're maybe 1, 2. So they don't know how to blow their nose, or they'll fight you on it and pull out the mucus out, and it keeps rebuilding up until they find out, is it a fungus, is it a bacteria, is it a virus, to determine how you treat it. But many times now they're thinking it's a cold, and it is a mosquito. I remember I talked, yes, I talked about the worms, the parasites, the mosquitoes, the viruses, the bacteria, the funguses in these foods, in these plants, processing plants, and with the sick animals and the cloned animals, which we'll see more of. They're going to put in the store. It's not a real animal, but people won't have a choice. They have to eat. So many of them will eat to survive, and then get very, very sick and have problems with their organs because of what's in them. And we don't know what type of microorganisms, what type of colonies that are inside of them that are programmed to eliminate a certain group. Put my Cash App in here, someone that loves me and supports me, because I'm not going to stay here too long. Hit my Cash App, make it clap. Thank you to those that love me and support me, and to the ones that don't. Stop coming over here trying to get free information, because I'm not going to keep on giving out all my information and you refuse to support me. Yeah, you know what? I gotta cuss you motherfuckers out in a minute. It's coming on. That's it. Thank you. It just came back up in me, goddamn it, cause I've been over here really steaming about this motherfucking shit. Several things I'm gonna cuss you about, bitch. The ones that don't support me, that like to come over here and run your fucking dick sucker over here. Why don't you just stay on the psychics pages that you love? That doesn't bother me. I don't get jealous. I don't give a fuck, because I have a lot of people that love me and support me. So the ones that's down with me, I know. You're here, you love me, you donate on a regular basis, you support me, you share the videos, you click like on them, you do what you can to support me and keep my name out there and keep my message going and validating what I say to prove that I am what I said I am. Um What else? Yes. I got tired of mentioning it, but I've said it so many times, so you can't say I'm a liar. And I've titled my previous videos where Nipsey keeps talking about what's going on nationally, internationally, dealing with Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, Sudan, Iraq, Israel, Palestine, Afghanistan, Russia, China. It's so many of the countries. I can't remember all of them on the top of my head, as well as the ones that are underground, talking about the volcanoes, talking about the earthquakes, and talking about war and problems in Israel and Palestine. I have said this repeatedly, as well as in the other countries and the African countries. I'm also seeing blood problems, like collecting blood for not just giving it to people, but people keep it to consume, as well as certain strands they want, certain DNA, certain blood types they want, and types that you're not even taught about, and actually cloning the blood and actually killing people to take it and to take certain organs. Nipsey's saying to me, they create certain wars and conflicts to go in certain areas when they want the children, when they want the meat, and when they want the organs, and when they want to drink the blood, as well as use the blood to build up a synthetic side and a natural side, and one that's half and half to give to certain people. Or if they're going to create someone with a certain organ and give them a certain organ from another animal, or let's say a chimera, where you see these things and people saying they see them washing up. They don't know what it is. It looks like a half dog, a half pig with a damn nigger face, a damn white man face, a human face on the motherfucker, but then half and half, two or three damn animals on the motherfucker, and it got human blood in it, as well as a pig or something else. Thank y'all for thumbing it up. That's why I hit the like button, hit subscribe, and share the video to get it up there so people can see it. It's so much to goddamn talk about. I mean, y'all been sending it to me, and I've been accidentally run across it, which I know that it ain't no accident. Okay, over there, Israel and Palestine, over there getting into it right now. I forgot where I saw earthquake just hit, and over in Africa, one of them countries. I don't know if it's 50, or I don't know if it's between 50 and 100 girls over there that's suddenly paralyzed for no reason. It's a reason, but they're saying they don't know what it is. Paralyzed. I told y'all about this kind of stuff with the central nervous system disorder and the swelling in the brain, swelling in the spinal cord, and infection of the fluid, cerebrospinal fluid in the brain and in the spinal cord, but basically it's the spinal column that holds the spinal cord, the bone, the backbone. And a lot of these will be sexually transmitted as well. That's what y'all don't realize. Y'all fucking these people and y'all thinking because these worms, they just telling you, oh, you just contracted them through some raw meat or something. I saw this dream. I woke up almost vomited. trying to keep my mind on where I want to go before I cuss these mouths, trying to hold this cussing spirit down. I'm trying to talk this cussing demon down a minute to get in this shit. Because I don't want to be in here too goddamn long. I got to lay down. I'm tired. It was this man, this black man. He was tall and he was thick. He was real muscular and fine. Had nice looking hair, nice looking skin, nice looking teeth. He had a nice body. He had his shirt off for me, but he had his pants on with a belt on them and some leather shoes with some dress socks on the motherfucker. I got to looking at this motherfucker. I don't even know if he knew he had this. He might. Oh my God, a worm came directly out of because I was standing in front of him. Came directly out of the front of his stomach to look at me and bucked his eyes. And he bucked them, goddamn. Now I told y'all I don't like no buck-eyed motherfucker that pop their damn eyes out real big past their eyelashes and past the bottom of their eye, real big, rounded off and buck it for me. I don't like no buck-eyed motherfucker because I want to get something to hit you in it because I'm wondering what the fuck you bucking them at me, goddamn. I ain't asked this worm to come out and do this here. I didn't ask him to introduce me. I didn't know it was in there because I'm looking at the outside of the man. He looked healthy. It was a long ass, skinny, white looking worm, like a pinworm or a hookworm. And they are so fucking nasty. But those are commonly what inhabit humans. It's about maybe 100 to 200 different species. But the pinworm, the hookworm, those are the most common. That's why it's good to watch where you eat at. And how often you detoxing. Somebody put my cash up in here because I don't see it. And see, that's why, I look at the seafood and I love seafood. I used to eat it all the time. I was never a crab person, though. I see all these people. I'm going to learn to cook them for other people, but that's never done anything to me. I see all these people eating all these crabs and blue crabs and snow crabs and cracking them open and just gorging themselves on all that butter and all that crab. And when I tried it, it just didn't have a taste to me. I don't know what it is that people so crazy about, but I'm not. Now, it's other things I love, or I love crab cake. It's got the flavor. They put, the bread and seasoning and stuff in it. It just don't taste like nothing to me. None of it really tastes like anything. It tastes like what you make it taste like chicken. But I want to say this, and I seen some of them on I think it was Instagram. A fisherman went fishing and he pulled a group of blue crabs. I don't know. I guess it's certain species like they do humans. These things were full of worms. He opened the top of one of the blue crabs, and it was full. I'm talking about. It looked like it was hundreds of them down in there, and the head of it and the body was so many of them I couldn't count it. I'm sure they're not in all of them, but how do you know? When you buying these, which ones inhabited them and which ones of these things is cloned or grown in a tank or something, or not freshly caught in the ocean? And even if it is freshly caught in the ocean, are these waters that are not infected with oil spills, other toxic chemicals and plastics, and the chemicals from the plastics that they are getting your stuff out of? It's, I don't, excuse me, maybe it's just me. Getting back to this motherfucking worm that came out and bucked his damn eyes at me. He looked dead at me, and his owner, the nigga he was standing inside of, he was all in this nigga guts and blood. And the guy didn't even feel him because you don't always feel them. Now, a lot of times when somebody say their butt is itching, or they have a lot of gas, and their stomach's real swole, I feel like they feel something moving around in them, that's them. These things are so smart and they're so slick. It could grow 20 to 30 feet because that's about the measurement from the tip of your tongue down to your butthole, down to your anus, and including the stomach, large and small intestine. They can have been there since you was 6 and 7 years old and growed up with you and ate pig feet and shit and damn barbecue sandwich and shit with you and growed up with your ass and in your ass and you don't know it, as well as you getting it from sexual intercourse with different people, and you don't know them and you don't know their background. And some of these women tell me, well, I'm detoxing, and so my husband doesn't have to, nobody in the family. If you got worms, honey, everybody in your house, including the little children and your damn pocketbook dog got them because y'all all sharing everything in there. Everybody's contaminated. So if you know, basically, I talked to a woman, her husband wasn't going to do it, and her children wasn't going to do it. She did not control her home, and she didn't control her children, and they didn't really give a fuck about what she thought or what she said, and they weren't health conscious enough. They eat out of a box, they eat out of a takeout, they eat out of a vending machine. A lot of them eat anywhere, eat out of people's butt, and so, you tell them, like these women now bragging that they drink piss and eat people booty, like Sukiyana and Dirty Red or whatever the fuck this is, and that's why all the worms are living in the gut, and then they move to the organs. You have sheep flukes that live in liver and kidneys and guts and blood. They then migrate into the blood. They're in your spit. If it's somebody and y'all don't know these people, nor do you test them. Oh, he's taking me out here, there. You know, these places. Somebody could have just went in there and used the bathroom, dug up their butt, and just either splashed some water on their hand and shook their hand up. I've seen them do it with no soap on, or don't even wash their hand. And her because they feel like they shit don't stink. Like I tell you, I went in that damn bathroom at Red Lobster. I was in there in the nigga bathroom. Cause shit, I had used the goddamn bathroom. I couldn't hold the shit. And I'm locked myself in there, hiked my feet up. I put some like the lining and toilet tissue and shit in the seat cover around that toilet because I don't trust sitting on that goddamn toilet with people butt. And so I hiked my leg up so he couldn't see no damn high heel with no painted toenail. And I peeped through that crack. That's when he was real stinking, like I almost choked it to death. Found out he was the chef back there. I said, anybody stink that like real stiff and hard out of their ass that bad? I don't want you cooking shit for me. Get me out there. I told the manager, give my money back now because he stank. His ass stank so hard. And he back there flipping and throwing them shrimp. So I ordered all the shrimp level shrimp you could eat. And it was a shrimp level platter, coconut shrimp, fried and battered, goddamn it, shrimp, scampi, goddamn all kind of shrimp. I wanted this coconut shrimp and shit until I smell his ass back there. Eating it all back there. And I told us, look, I had to pee, goddamn it. And the lady bathroom was full. All the toilets was full. They can stink too. Depending on, they don't, a lot of them don't clean themselves or wash their hands. Then you can smell the blood. Women know how women smell. And if it's a real sensitive man, he know when a woman period come on and off. He know how her butt smell. Because a lot of these women, they be making money and be sharp and use all that goddamn Massengill white back there and stick them suppository in their butt back there in that damn bathroom at the restaurant. And they smell like something else. They smell like Massengill. They smell like a douche. They smell like a product. They smell like a perfume. See, men, let me tell you something. And see, this is what I do. As a woman, I really let myself get funky. Around the house, to myself. I keep the funk to myself. I keep it out people fade. Like that song, get the funk. I'm a fade. I keep it out people fade. If I ain't got no company, I'm not cooking for nobody now. I like to sweat. Turn the air off, take me a real hot bath, exercise, just get funky in my ass. Why? So that I know what I smell like. See, you need to know yourself. A lot of y'all don't know y'all self. You don't know your ass. Ooh, I stink. Ooh, my hair sweat. Why is that so disgusting to you? Unless you're around the public. Now, if you're around your nigga and you're around your children, you know what they smell like. They know what you smell like. And I mean, I ain't saying just sit in the funk around them. Go wash your ass, goddammit. I'm just saying that y'all men be so infatuated by some of these women and so infatuated by these perfumes and all these other scents that you don't smell her butt. A lot of these women stink. They don't do parasite cleanse. They eat out all the time. They want to brag about what restaurant they went to and how much money they spent. You want to impress a nigga. And you want to buy expensive perfumes and shit. And then, you got the bottom level bitch buying shit, out of Avon or goddamn up there at Walgreens off the damn perfume shelf and shit. You need to know what this woman smells like. The first thing she gets up in the morning and he gets up in the morning, y'all need to smell each other's breath. Y'all been sweating all night. You may not have in the air conditioner, but you really need, see, that's why sometimes, men think they slick. So if you don't really want to, fuck with no natural nigga or no African nigga, like a real slick ass, street ass nigga that's a businessman, but he's still a real ass nigga. A nigga like that will get you in a position to fuck you and have you where you can't halfway think, or really adjust yourself. The nigga don't want you to adjust yourself. The nigga wants you discombobulated. And the nigga want to fuck you and just run his hand. Oh, don't run your hand through my hair. I just got it glued in place. I just had my hair did. See, the nigga pull your... Oh, come on. Nigga be, while you saying no, the nigga saying yes. What's up with that coochie? What's up with that? Your mouth saying no, but your ass is saying yes. Come on, what's up with that coochie? Yeah. Throw that ass in a circle. See, they will sit up there and kiss you in your mouth, rub their hand all in your face, your mouth and shit, wipe the makeup off, pull that wig off, or that damn U-shaped wig, or them pieces in there. If your hair fucked up, that's all right, baby. I'll give you some money to go get it done tomorrow. No, I want that. Don't worry about it, bitch. Pull your drawers down, take your shit off. Why? Because a lot of men want to see the real. Now, if y'all men listen to this now or later, tell me what the fuck you think about what I said. A lot of y'all want to see the real. Take them eyelashes off. Take that lipstick off. Take that hair off, bitch, cause I know it ain't yours. So you can just, I went along with it, bitch, that ain't your goddamn shit. Cause a nigga like that, a real nigga that's like really want to see what he fucking with, and he done been around bitches or probably buy hair or do hair or be in shops or just around them like, he ain't gonna send in that first. He don't want to embarrass you shit, but that y'all get the fucking, he gonna want all that to come off, goddamn it. He gonna fuck you down into submission when you can hardly get up, walk, you just panting like one of them dogs that done ran around real hard out in the summertime. They be tired and they just want to lick some water out their bowl. Fuck you down so that you ain't really got no defenses and shit. Shoe done came off. Niggas see your toenails. See if they long, if they real thick and hard. You got any fungus in them. Your feet stink. You got a whole bunch of bunion on the side on from wearing two little ass shoes. You wear a size damn 9, but you shoving your damn foots in a size 6 or 7. Goddamn it, 7 max and hurting, and it done bust up corns all on your feet and shit. And you need to go up there and see the orthopedic surgeon to get your surgery to put your feet back together. He want to see that if you got that, because a lot of niggas got a foot fetish. Girl, they open your ass real. Oh, you can open your eye, taking dick, examining your tonsils and shit, and stick it to eye, say I for daddy, A-E. They're gonna make you do all kinds of shit because why? The nigga want to know what you smell like. He want to know what you really look like. Now, all men ain't like that, but when you really get a nigga that want to see how you look as a natural woman and your natural smell, he's trying to get to know you. And he's trying to program that shit in to see how that shit compute. You have a lot of men that are very, very sensitive and very, very intuitive. So they're going to try your ass. I don't want to do, yeah, bitch, whatever. Because it gets to a point where if it's a guy like that really want to know the real you and see what you look like, he wants you sweating with your hair sticking up on your head so that even if your shit is nappy, he want to know if this shit nappy. Goddamn, you got that shit smooth around and slick down and, oh, this is mine, bitch. He wants to see, is it a relaxer or not? Is it a blowout? Is it the type of hair I like? I want this bitch butt naked and I want it hot in here. I want this whole sweated out. I want her ass sweat. So I could smell the natural aroma of her ass and the mouth and shit. So that's why, you get up, some niggas or some women get up, bad mouth smell like a toilet out there, that outhouse out there. That porta potty out there at the baseball game, goddamn it, or down there at the damn horse wrangling damn show. You see what I'm saying? So it's good for you to do the same thing to yourself so a nigga won't catch you off guard, or you won't turn the nigga off, or you pass gas in there, y'all fucking, and then it smell like a dumpster because he know then your inside you look good on the outside, but your insides is real, real nasty. See, this is why you need to spend time with yourself to know what you need to do for your insides and get it together. But if you're going to be with that type of man, you don't always know they catch you off guard. I done been around some like that. I take the wig off. take the makeup off. And I was like, okay, give me a few minutes, I'll be back. Because, I mean, if I'm getting to know you and you want to get to know me, even if we just friends, we can know each other, we're going slow. I'm not going to hide anything from you, and I don't want you to hide anything from me. But most people can't do that. They'll say they want a real nigga, but then they don't want to be real with the nigga. They fooling themselves, don't be real in themselves. Like I said, look, I have no problem. You want to wear perfume when you go out, fine, because there's certain perfumes I love. But most of the time, I don't have it on. I be forgetting to put it on. Why? Because of what I just said. I wanted to get to know me thoroughly. And I'll know if I'm eating something wrong or if my body needs to be cleaned out. If I don't have any deodorant on and no perfume on, no scented douches or suppositories, nothing like that. If you smell your vagina, okay, and you don't like the way it smells, and it's got a twang, a real sharp cheddar cheese like twang to it, and you keep covering it up, and you don't like the way it's, I've had women say, I don't like my vagina smell. I think it stinks. My husband went down and smelled it. He said he don't. It's fine. It was like she was pregnant. She was like, do you smell? I said, I don't smell you. I don't smell nothing. And but she was smelling something. It doesn't mean it wasn't there, but I didn't smell it, and her man didn't smell it, and she let him smell her. That's what you should do. But you should first stick your finger in yourself in both holes, the mouth, the vagina, your butt, and go around it. You should know. And that way, that'll tell you what type of detox you need to take and what you need to remove from the diet, even if it's just a short period of time. And detox yourself and deworm. But if you with a man and you don't know his background and you don't know his smell, you don't know what he really looks like, because a lot of these men be looking so good and they be smelling so good, but you don't know what he smells like. Now, many of them, if they like you and get to know you, y'all get sweaty and hot and nasty, you gonna smell him. And if he's a clean man, took care of himself, it will be pleasant. It won't be unpleasant. But I have been around uh women, and I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. If y'all go to these public bathrooms and y'all work in a place where you share it with these women, because this is what will happen too with women. If you start having a girlfriend, even if she don't come to your house, because it's happened to me, and I've heard other women say it too. You start talking to a woman on a regular basis, they're harassing me on my other phone. I'm just gonna ignore it and keep talking to y'all. These people are really disgusting. Um, if you start working with women or if you start being friends with them, y'all's period is gonna start coming on at the same time. Y'all gonna sync up like that, and they're gonna start coming on in the same week, or y'all gonna be on at the same time, or within days of each other. So you go in the public bathrooms, you'll smell them, especially a woman that's don't know how to clean herself or think she's disguising it and using some type of suppository. A woman that's real sensitive, and a man I know because they've told me, and I personally smelled it. It's disgusting. And to be honest with you, for y'all that didn't know, you're not supposed to smell when your period on. You're not. But see, that goes back to diet and detoxification. How you clean yourself, not just externally, but internally. You should not have a loud, sharp, funky slash bloody. It's just blood. You literally smell blood. You shouldn't smell. And if your mother's taught you correctly, you wouldn't smell. That's one thing I said about my grandmother. I didn't know what a period was until she told me I need to go to the girls' club and find out, because she wouldn't tell me. She never talked about that kind of shit, and she would keep her Kotex buried under towels and shit in the closet. Like she just didn't want nobody to know. It's not something you talk about. I never knew. None of us ever knew, because I never ever smelled blood. I never smelled the, I can't describe it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's another smell that women have when they're excreting, when you're bleeding and the egg's not fertilized, and it's not. You think it's normal. I used to think it's normal until I learned it is not. And I didn't smell that way. And my son never smelled me because I asked him, because he had been around women that were menstruating, and he said, Mom, I don't like the smell. And And he's like, I have no problem with a woman being on a period and having a baby. That's not what he was saying. He's just saying, Mom, it's some women I don't like that smell, or they have them in the trash can. They don't keep themselves clean. And I was explaining that to him. He's like, Mom, I never smell you. I never smell my grandmother. I never smell my mother. Um, Being around other women, I didn't smell them in my household, because it's a way you eat and a way when you're menstruating. I don't care what anybody says. You should be fasting, and it's certain things you shouldn't do, and it's certain people you shouldn't be around. But anyway, I shouldn't even get into this. I'm sorry, I had no business getting into this. Yes, Alita, that's right. And people don't tell you that. Uh, and so I just studied and researched it. So that's why I'm saying you need to learn yourself right now. For some reason, it's coming up right now. Um, to me to tell you as a part of your transition, your cleansing, your healing. Like, I got so tired of people asking me about a couple of days ago, was it October 4th, when they were going to do the nationwide upgrade of the code on your phone, where somebody's missing or Amber Alert and you had to answer. You're going to be able to use your phone if you didn't. And I saw other people talking about it, saying, oh, it's something really big and something really bad. And all these people get so scared. Anything anybody say, they believe it. It's just amazing to me. Then they were bringing it to me, and I'm just like, look, if you want to get scared by yourself. Don't include me in the shit, because I'm not scared. I understand we are within a system. This is a part of their system. They're upgrading it and basically upgrading and basically having more control of the phone. You already know you have no control of your phone. I don't care if you paid a bill on it, decided that you weren't going to accept that code, you wouldn't have been able to use your goddamn phone. And I said, that's how it's going to happen. It's going to be an upgrade. It's a technical upgrade, and basically more control and things going on with it. I'm sure we don't know. But one thing I did know, the world was not going to come to an end. It was not going to be a major violent event in the U.S. or something terrible happening to you because the code was upgraded. I'm just like, y'all, please don't call me with this stuff, because I just don't want to go there. But I tell you what, if you want to go there and you want to believe the world's coming to an end, your life is coming to an end, then get off the phone with me and go do that with people that believe that with you, because I'm not looking forward to that happening on October 4th, because I know that's not what's going to happen. And it didn't. We're still here. We're having a conversation right now. All right. But people believe anything and everything. And some of this stuff, I have so much stuff going on, and I'm tired of dealing with my own life, that when they send this shit to me, or send a message, what do you think? You see this getting ready to happen? I'm too tired to respond. Y'all don't know how many messages I get. Most of the emails I love, and the videos and the messages I love. But whenever somebody is saying something, I'm not saying what they said is not correct. All the stuff they said, all I know is I didn't see death. I didn't see major trouble and mayhem and upheaval in the United States on October the 4th. I think that's the day when we got the code. I got the code on my phone. I got the code on the other one. I accepted the code. I think it was 2 or 3 times. We were supposed to start the phone over. Moved on with my day. Nothing bad happened. Sorry. I mean, but if y'all want to believe that, go right ahead. Uh, you really have to learn to walk in the spirit, and people that don't, stay away from me, because anything and everybody that people say to you on the outside is going to destroy your whole world, because that's what you're going to go with. Even people can lead you by the nose with anything they fucking say, and I just don't want that energy on me. I used to be like that when I didn't know any better and was raised in a lot of fear. So I will not engage those types of people or situations. I immediately cut it off, especially when I see that it's not that. So that's enough for that right now, about smelling yourself, getting to know yourself, and then adjusting your sense to the way you like them, and doing the parasite cleanse at least every 3 months. And when you get a lover, whether you're a man or a woman, let that person, you should know each other's sense internally and externally. And you shouldn't be afraid. Some people think it's disgusting, but I don't know why, because everybody has to do it. If you don't, you have a problem and you're going to get really sick over time. You have to use the bathroom. And there are many people, I don't want to use the bathroom in front of him because he's too cute and I like him too much. Okay, so you'll have sex with him. I would never have sex with someone and days and weeks and months start going by and they never have a bowel movement around me. You're clean on the outside, you smell good, you wash your body, but I've never heard or seen or smelled you take a shit. I'm not gonna fuck with you no more. Now, I'm not saying you gotta smell like a dead elephant or something. I'm just saying if I know and I notice that some people will do that before they come to somebody's house because they don't want you to hear and see it and know about it. But you don't know if they did it or not because they ain't gonna tell you, oh, I did it. I always do it before I come over here. So that means you don't really plan to have an intimate relationship with the person and y'all not really gonna be good friends. That's your sex partner, but it's not really your friend. And that's not a confidant. And he doesn't trust you to open his butt around you. Go in there and have a full-fledged bowel movement. And women don't either. And men have even told me they noticed when they were lovers with women, they did not use the bathroom around them. And time, I'm talking about like months, a year went by. They didn't see or hear it, and it didn't happen because it wasn't happening around them. And that means that y'all are probably not going to get married. You're not going to move in together. Now, I understand if you want your privacy, but to never do this around your lover. And you never seen it, you didn't hear it, you didn't smell. I wouldn't take any of that person's body fluids in because it's not healthy. It's not good. Somebody holding waste in and you never see it and you don't know anything about it. This person has hangups and they're clearly not wanting to be transparent with you. And over time, that stuff builds up in you. That's where worms live. Okay, that's a whole nother show, but I gave you enough to understand what I'm talking about. No, it's not normal, Delisha, but people will do it when they don't know you. And I understand that because people get mad when you come in their house and stank up their house and they just met you. But y'all must not really have a close relationship like that. They got bathrooms there, but they don't want you to use their bathroom. They don't want you to wash the bathroom, disinfect the bathroom. They don't want you using it for that. Some people are that way. You'll need to be in their house because they do it there, but you can't, or they don't trust you to open your ass up on their stool. That's basically what they're saying. They don't know where you been or think you got something. I've heard people say shit like that. And they don't let everybody come in there. But if this is an intimate person and you sleeping with them, but you still don't want them using it in there, and then they'll talk about how they stank and stuff when they leave. I wouldn't. If it's somebody I'm getting to know, and I know we're going to be in the bed together, because I know this is what worms do. Like going back to the man I told you, that worm bucked his eye, came through that man's skin, and they will do it. I had to explain this to a lady. They had me do a medical intuitive reading on her. When you have thick crusted eczema and a lot of flaky skin, that's worms that's come through your skin. Huh? That's dirty blood and organs. The worms will come through your skin. You got a real bad case of it when you start having ringworm problems, uneven, scaled up, crust up skin. You taking them steroid creams, you using all that medication, and it's suppressing the fact that not only you change your diet, increase your water and detox, but you have worms. Roundworms, pinworms, tapeworms, hookworms. That's a sign when you see somebody's skin like that and see it on their stomach. Because I used to get that scaliness. And then when I started doing a parasite cleanse on a regular basis and not eating everywhere and doing a lot of green stuff, which I'm going to do before I go to bed, and start exfoliating and scrubbing, stimulating the skin, I don't have a problem anymore. So this worm came through. Let me see it. It was really long and it was skinny. And it looked up. It knew who I was. They recognized humans. And he started bucking his eyes real wide, and the eyes were white. The white of the eyes, I could see. Like, this thing was just as healthy as this man, because what do? They feed off humans. So he didn't see it. He didn't look directly down. He was taller than me and bigger than me. So he was looking at me. He didn't see it between us. The worm was there. There was three of us there. The worm, then he started to, the man moved, like, move his hand around to his stomach. The worm hurried up. Ugh, went back under his skin and moved towards his side to go back in through the rib cage. And when his tail went back into his body, it was full of blood. So I knew the worm had moved from the gut to and the skin. They burrow down into like the folds of skin in the gut, and they will create colonies there, and they like a lot of mucus and old waste in there to live inside of it. That's why it's good to get colonics from some time to time. But some people get so sick where it was this healthcare man, I forgot his name. He wrote books on it, and some people had cancer. And a lot of times when people have cancer and infection, they usually got backed up bowels. And this he was talking about it, and they start having to do a live diet, a juicing diet, and a lot of herbal colonics to bring this stuff down, and herbal laxative to bring it down, because a lot of people just don't like to drink water. And he was fisting these people. Sometimes people are like that in the hospital too, where they get so backed up, they'll die like that. And I remember in our family, my grandmother was telling about she saw somebody in the hospital, they got so sick, they were constipated and they wouldn't come out. And the body tries to save you. The body then, if it couldn't push down and make it move, it started pushing it up, and her bowel started to come through her mouth. I didn't know, but that happens. Basically, she died um after that. It's like her body tried, it's just trying to keep you alive. And this man was saying he would have to lubricate his hand, I don't know if he had a glove on or what, and slide it up the person's anal rectal cavity and pull, because the waist is so thick and so hard and old and trapped up in there. He has to pull it down. Once he pulls it all down, the person starts to get better, because life and death begins in the gut. And some people, they're either older and they can't move, or they had a condition for a while, or they have a disease. And one thing those worms and those conditions will fight you on that illness and that disease, and keep this stuff stuck in there. And they have to fist them to bring it down. Once they bring it all down and they change the diet, the person can then start to recover. Because literally, you got just filth backed up in you, like a septic tank that needs to be cleaned, so it leaks all out. Okay. So you're going to get off of that part. I didn't mean to go there right now because it's late, but it must have been something, that some of you needed to hear. So I'm going to leave it here and come back later. What else I wanted to get into before I get into the cussing part? It's so much that has come out to confirm. And I thank you all again for loving me and confirming things that I don't always see. I still have to come back and finish the reading with Nipsey, talking about water world and the climate in the North and South Pole, in Alaska and Antarctica, and other cities. What do I call them? California, Mexico, Hawaii, Russia, China. We're dealing with places too that are off. They're on the grid. They're on the Earth's chakras and meridian system, but they're outside of the U.S. that are shifting, and it's melting. And he showed me this machine, and he showed me these weather balloons, but you can't see them unless you know how to see them, or whatever zone you live in, what state you live in. If you've seen them, I don't know. Some of you probably have seen them. I haven't seen them. He just showed me one today. It's huge. It was red, and then some of them are blue. They're different colors. Some of them are white. They're floating with like a basket, it looks like a basket. It might not be, or might be more durable than a basket, where a person is inside of it operating it and is connected to a machine, as well as computers. They are monitoring weather, but they're also shifting and bringing it down in certain areas, melting the ice and increasing the heat. These things are done on purpose, like global warming. It's not a natural phenomenon. As well as the earth plates are shifting right now, with more catastrophe in the word street opening up, certain land masses opening up for water to come through, earthquake, volcano. Shit, I feel it right now. I feel it in my feet. I feel it in my vagina. See, you know what? Let me not get into that. That's another show. I could feel it right now. And some of these volcanoes are female in their energy. I could see it. And the water, upheaval in it, along with the animals in there, the sharks and stuff. I told y'all they like that powder. I don't know if some of them on that fentanyl, goddamn it, or they mixing it down there. But I hope they ain't getting them damn fishes down there, them dolphin and shit. Some of that damn fentanyl mixed with that damn powder, or some of that goddamn it, that trank, goddammit. Because that could be one reason why them thing ramming boats and whooping motherfuckers' ass out there. Because of them damn different cocktail they getting they goddamn ass. Like they getting the damn human beings out here. I don't know what you're talking about, Lady December. You're talking about something was 22 years ago. I don't know what you're referring to that I'm talking about that's 22 years old. Because I'm not reporting any news that I'm seeing right now that is 22 years old. So I really, I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm not constantly in this chat. I just happen to look down. So I don't know what you mean. I don't know what's 22 years old. Um, we're going to have to deal with that and the different levels of water that you're getting that you don't know about. I can't get all into that tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, Lady December. Is somebody in here bothering you? Because I'm not watching, and I know my assistant's probably not up, because I wasn't sure if I was coming in or not. Let me know if it's y'all, anybody in here. Let me know if somebody in here coming in here being a nuisance to you all. Um, yep, it is, Latoya. That's the beginning of the end when it comes through the mouth. Okay, y'all. That I'm trying to ask Spirit, bring it to me. I'm trying to keep up with as much as I can to tell y'all what has come to pass that I said. And I've been saying it for a couple of years now. Yes. Remember, if you all have been with me or you go watch the old videos, Nipsey has been talking about the Boeings, the 727, 737, 757, 777, all these series, 3 series. And he said something was wrong with those planes, and that the computer was glitching. He said the way the planes were put together, the wiring, and he was saying something was wrong with certain parts of it. God damn. I did not know completely. We was talking about parts and stuff out of order. They are coming out now and they trying to suppress it, but they thinking this is going to be a whole shitstorm because those parts are bootlegged. I wonder where these getting these parts. So they are getting old parts? Are they refurbishing the parts, or refurbishing the engines and then putting them in this plane along with the outdated computer system for the FAA and the computer system that controls the planes and that whole industry, because we are seeing there's problems with all of the airlines in different planes as well as ones that go overseas. So they are basically playing with the lives of us, getting on them planes, taking that money, and got regular ass bootleg parts on the goddamn plane. Somebody sent me a text a couple of days ago where they're actually saying this. Somebody working these companies is admitting that these are inferior, faulty parts. Yeah. Did any of y'all hear this? But remember, I'm crazy and I'm a liar. And I'm not saying nobody else has mentioned it, but y'all haven't brought any other reader to my attention that said exactly what I said with the same precision and detail that Nipsey gave me, because he saw it. And he was so angry when he was physically murdered that it just happened in I think, in Ethiopia. A plane crashed. And it was a lot of Europeans as well. I think some Ethiopians were on there. And there was something wrong with that plane. I know because it was earlier this year. They were dealing with a lawsuit around that and the wrongful death. See, I'm wondering, did that airline and that particular plane have faulty parts that they knew about and had the mechanics to put them in there? The mechanics had to get the okay to put them in there. Okay, that we'll get into that later. What else? Huh. Yes. The young man, what was it, LJ or AJ? The 18-year-old that flies the planes and was getting ready to go to college. When I did his reading like a week or so ago and said that I saw that he was getting high and the mother did not know. And it was also something sexual going on. It was something about women and men, and they were partying and doing sex and drugs. Okay, and that he was dead, physically dead, before he hit the water. They just put him in there to kind of get rid of evidence. Did you all see a few days ago his mother? It was one of the major websites. And she did a new interview. This blew my mind. The mother, and it was a man on there speaking with her, and I don't know if that's their attorney. I think they have an attorney for the family. She admitted she knew he was smoking marijuana, but said that his autopsy revealed there was nothing else in the system. Well, how do you know? Because he was in the water for 3 days, and there are some drugs, let's say like a date rape. Now, fentanyl will stay there for months. Some other drugs will stay there for maybe a day or two. He was soaking in that water, physically dead for 3 days. Just because the coroner, because that's what he said to me, just because the coroner said and the toxicology comes back and says on the marijuana doesn't mean that was all it was. Because we don't know what all they looked for, and then we don't know which ones disappeared, which is what he said to me. And did you see, as you kept looking at the tape, and somebody had a tape, a doorbell cam, the mother confirmed it was her son. His friend said it was someone talking to him on his phone, and it said that he had a girlfriend, he had a lover. And there were a lot of people that were partying there. It was a group of people partying and getting high. And they all know what happened to him, but they wouldn't call the mother and told the mother. His friend said he got a text that pissed him off. And when it pissed him off, his whole attitude changed. He started pacing. Okay. But he was butt naked. So I'm trying to figure out what? How? They found his clothes thrown somewhere on the ground or something before they found his body. He was naked. The mother looked at the video during this new interview a few days ago, and she said that was her son. You could kind of look at it, even though it was all from a distance. I don't know, just the way the camera, you can look at it. Y'all think I'm lying? Go look at the new interview his mama done did with the footage on there. Was it LJ, AJ? He is naked, and you could see him from a distance pacing up and down the sidewalk. That baby is butt ass naked, and he clearly took his own clothes off. He's not stumbling. Oh, he's very wide awake. He's walking straight. He ain't crooked or failed. No, he's walking back and forth, and he's looked like he got something in his hand, looking down like it was the phone. So I'm saying now, I don't believe no marijuana make you do that. Or I don't know if he's the type of person where he gets so angry that he takes his clothes off. I just kind of don't. There's something about this here. But I ain't gonna really stay on that. Stay on that. I just want to mention it to y'all so you could go see the new interview his mama did. I think it, like I said, I think it's LJ. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Cute little young man. That's a pilot getting ready to go away to school and was with his friend, so-called best friend, and then they find out the young man been in the lake for 3 days. And He told me they drugged him. They did something to him and that they was getting high. Okay, that just confirmed what I had said. Because I didn't know, because he didn't look like he got high to me, but the boy said he did. He said, my mama don't know everything I did, but the mama said she know they smoked weed. Okay. That confirmed something sexual went on. And that he was sexually involved with someone, and it was a woman, and there had been some heated exchange and a fight with the girl group was fighting and arguing, but then there was partying and celebrating and laughing and fucking and getting high. And so this confirmed when I seen the boy naked, and mama said, that's him. That's him walking back and forth. That's him naked. And I said, damn, let me look at the date of this release, because I think it was this week. And let me look at the date of my reading. Because people like to say that I go look at the news and I get everything in the news, and then I'll come back and do a reading and say I said it. But how? How can I? Can y'all please explain that to me? How? Why would I do some stupid shit like that knowing that y'all would see through it and know better? Y'all know that when I say, most of the things I say, when I'm saying the shit, I don't even know why the fuck I'm saying it, because it has not happened. And it's not in the goddamn news. It has not happened. So how the fuck am I doing that? That's why I'm telling you this. Because, but anyway, let me, this is what the fuck I want to say something about. Okay. Because I'm sure y'all remember. Now, I don't know. This is about JackieO. Please let me know if you saw her autopsy that just came out. Because I've been studying it. I haven't read it all. Some of the print is too small, but it's been making me feel a little bit depressed. You know, the past few days I've been looking a little bit over her autopsy. I want the people that call me a liar to prove me wrong. Now the autopsy's out. I'm too tired. I haven't done it. I did so many readings on that baby. And I knew she was speaking to me. Okay. So I don't feel like going back to look at the readings because I'm tired, because that's all I do. I would like the ones that said I was lying and would come to my page. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to call no name. Well, and I also said the guy, and I heard the guy say it. I had watched the show, the Paperwork Party or something, and it was a man that said that he went to see JackieO's body, and it did look swollen from a distance. It looked like somebody beat her in her head and beat her in her face and knocked her nose off, beat her so hard they tore her nose off, and said that during their autopsy her, they sewed it back on. It looked like it was sewed on. And then people come to me and say, well, this other psychic that clearly y'all trust, because they give them YouTube pays them and they give them a lot more hits. They don't suppress their hits like they do mine. She said that JackieO told her that a man came in there and beat her in the head and face. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And choked her to death, beat her up, and she said she got strangulation. Now, that's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. And I always said it was a motherfucking lie. Because that's not what she told me. So to me, my relationship with her and what she said to me, it was a lie. Now, what she told another goddamn psychic, what the fuck that got to do with me, and why y'all had to bring y'all black ass over here, because some of these psychics ain't black. Again, I ain't gonna call no name. Because I already called the name before, and they called it. They put the names of the psychics in my comments. She said that Jackie told her she was beat in the head and face, and that she was strangled to death. And she has mark, like I seen a picture when she was standing. I said, standing up, laughing and talking, that's a mark. I said, maybe a nigga and her is into some freaking shit. She like to get fucked and choked. And before she choked, he like to take her hand off her neck. But she hadn't even had surgery then. So what the fuck you talking about? And she was physically alive. I said, Jackie, is you telling them some shit you not fucking telling me? And she said, no. I said, was you beat in the head and face and your nose tore off from being beaten so hard in the face that you would... She said, no. I said, Jackie, well, you choked. Did a woman or a man, they said, come in there and beat your ass after you done had surgery, tore up, can't help yourself, leaking on the inside with fresh stitches and shit, knowing they could bust them open, beat you and choke you? She said no. She kept telling me no. So when these other bitches kept, look, some of y'all so-called black people really need to leave me alone, okay? Because it's clear you don't like me. A lot of y'all want me dead. You have said that. A lot of you want to beat me, beat my ass. You want somebody else to do it. You don't want me doing readings over here. You want me to shut up. You say everything I say, I make up and it's a lie. It's y'all black folks doing it. You hate my guts. Many of you have made that very clear. And then you'll say I'm a liar. I make up shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. So you go listen to other psychics. I don't care. But you feel the need to bring it over here. Every time I say something, well, such and such didn't say that. So stay over there. Because I don't give a fuck. Because you somebody that not doing nothing for me or donate to me anyway. Every time another psychic said something, it was a black psychic and it was a white psychic they was listening to. They did come over here and tell me everything the white psychic said, what another black psychic said, and put the names here and said she said this and she said that and that didn't happen and what did. And I said, well, that's who you need to go with, because you actually think I'm finna do a live right now and retract what the fuck I said because of what the fuck you said another bitch said that you believe in because you don't believe in me. I don't really give a fuck that you don't believe in me. Just don't come over here, because you telling me what another bitch say that you believe in does not make me feel bad about myself and doesn't make me feel that I'm less than in my ability to perceive information. And I said that she had gotten lipo because I seen them big long cannulas jugging in her, because she showed me and I could feel it. And I seen blood filling up her stomach, her abdomen, and around her rib cage. And it was so around her pussy and around the side. So in the back, I believe she had lipo and she had abdominal surgery, some kind of tuck. If you listen to my reads, I kept saying, I said she was bleeding in the inside. And I wonder, was the artery or vein toe? I wonder, did fat get trapped into an artery vein or move to the heart? Because I saw it stop. And I saw her head. She kept saying her head was hurting. And I said, Lord have mercy. Did she get hit in the head, or what type, something during the surgery? Did it affect her? Because I kept saying these damages happened during her surgery, not before her surgery, not after her surgery. And I said, it must have affected her pressure, her blood pressure, and the pressure to the brain in her head. If you go back and listen, or if you've already listened and been in here, I kept saying it. And I said, I don't know if she got a cranial autopsy and she felt them cutting in her head because she kept grabbing her head. What you said, Delisha? You said disrespect. Yeah, and they feel like they could do that. Did you all see the autopsy? It's public now. I want y'all to read it, and I want y'all to, either if you heard my readings or if you listened to one on JackieO, let me know if I'm lying or not, and what I believe I heard this woman say outside of her body, talking to me as a soul and a human being outside of the body. This is what she said. Okay, I have excerpts of it that a friend sent to me. And at one point, it talks about her face. It basically said her body is normally healthily developed without the surgery. They saw she had cuts on the breast from breast surgery. She might have had something done to the face. But one thing they did say, the nasal cavity, the orbit around the nasal is intact. It wasn't broken. It wasn't fractured. Her nose wasn't busted in. There were no bruises, cuts, contusions, or deformity through the face because of a beating, because of any type of assault. That lady nose and her nose bone was intact, like I said. They went into her throat and they said, other than putting they trached her. They put the tube in so she could breathe or to help her. They looked and examined her neck bone. There was no broken or fractured bones in the throat or neck, which would be a sign of somebody being choked, strangled. They didn't say there was in that autopsy, and I still don't believe they're showing everything. Thank you, Delisha. But I told you all that I did not see her being beat in the face and nose, and I did not see her. At least she didn't tell it to me. Okay. One of the main causes they saying here is death. They said it was during surgery. She had a BBL. It said this baby was getting lipo to the torso, and they said extreme bleeding in the torso area. A lot of bleeding under the skin and coming through the skin. Can somebody Google this while we're talking? Because, they like to say that I have a mental problem. Nipsey didn't tell you that. Nipsey's not there. Jackie didn't tell you that because she told another psychic that this and that, and you don't know what you're talking about, but the other psychic does. All of this here. And I always invite you all to check on Drip. Check Drip's footwork to see am I dripping? Or am I delusional? Because I can't fool y'all. Y'all grown ass human fucking being. They know how to read and write. And a lot of y'all got more degrees and shit than I do. So I can't hold nothing and trick you and lie to you and shit. Because I say this shit before it come out. I did, about 5 or 6 readings on Jackie and readings at the altar 3 or 4 months ago. Before the autopsy, it just now come out. Would y'all please humor me, okay? Go and look at that autopsy report and listen to my reading. Several readings. Because I continuously said that girl said they was digging in her stomach with a cannula doing lipo. Like they were taking fat out and they were going around the sides and the rib cage contouring her. And I'm sure it would have been beautiful. It probably was beautiful if it was done. But the complications from it and the drugs. Did y'all... Thank you, Alita. You talking about now? You dripping? I'm dripping hard. I'm dripping hard. On God, I'm dripping on wood. Okay, like I thought I would. You know what I'm saying? I wanted y'all to check it out for me, cause I can't hide it. I can't lie. It ain't my autopsy. It ain't my paperwork. I'm looking at this, and my eyes are bucking. I had got a case of the Buckeye and my mouth dropped. It's flooding the Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I ain't licking that flood, goddammit. Tell y'all sometimes I change my clothes. Cause I don't use no deodorant and antiperspirant and all that shit. I just be leaking in here by myself, goddammit. I looked at this shit. And I'm looking at, because they examined all the stuff and they looked at her brain. They said they didn't see any clotting there. However, they mentioned something about clotted blood where? In the torso. They looked at the lungs. They said they didn't see nothing there, I don't think. But see, I didn't read all of it. I just remember bits and pieces where I saw that. But I got, and if y'all will look, Google it and see her autopsy results. And you can read them. One of her problems is the torso from her getting the BBL. She was getting a full body. And then, it said she was 5'5" and weighed 170 pounds. Like she might have been a little heavy in the middle. Might have been a little thick now. Because 5'5" is not that tall. And then 170 pounds. It even shows she wore color contacts, blue or green. Her eyes were not blue or green. It says when they looked at her eyes were a hazel, a light brown or a hazel, the natural eye. So she was wearing a contact. It looked great. But I'm just saying, I noticed they were very detailed and even mentioned that in the art, which they do with everybody. They're going to mention what you look like, your skin. They look at her hips. They examined everything. Her butthole, breast, they said all that was normal. Normal development of teeth. They said they looked like the way the teeth was attached. They said these are real teeth. Her ears, everything. They said her body was normal by itself. She was born and developed normal until she got cut. They didn't say nothing was deformed, nothing was wrong. is something happened during the surgery, and I don't know if I'm wrong. If I saw this wrong, like I seen somewhere, they are not gonna press charges against the surgeon, and that is fucked up because they're even implying here that this girl was not sick. I had any problems before she got on the table. And then said when she woke up, she kept talking about her head was burning, her face, her mouth, her head was burning real bad. Her head was hurting. And clearly she had internal bleeding. Can somebody look this up while we talking? To see what I'm saying? That this autopsy has come out and they showed the cause of this and that this girl was getting a BBL. She was getting surgery to the torso. She got lipo to the torso. Somebody please tell me if I'm wrong about it this morning, huh? Because y'all know if you heard my readings, I kept saying down that girl's stomach, they was digging at it with a cannula. I kept saying she was getting surgery to her stomach, like they was doing lipo and going around her side. That's what she told me. And down near her pussy, they was doing working on the whole torso and going around the rib cage and sides and stabbing with that cannula thing, pulling that fat out and putting it in another place. I said, I wonder if she got a goddamn BBL because I remember I said, I saw it looked like some of this tissue done got in one of her lungs or arteries because I seen it moving up towards her heart in the chest, but they said they looked in the heart. It looked it normal, but see, this is what I also know. Either you're not telling everything. They told a lot of what I needed to confirm my reading, but sometimes they have so many autopsies or they looking at things. It depends on who's doing it and weighing it. It is always the little things that they miss. And she kept taking me to her chest, her lung, and one chamber, the upper chamber of the heart, right in the corner of the upper chamber. One, because you got two chambers in the top of the heart, two chambers in the bottom. And they're right there side by side, kind of a little bit in the middle of the lungs. So you had the lungs and the heart work together beautifully. They were glitching and her heart was glitching and palpitating during the procedure. She was having problems during the procedure. She showed me the drugs. They're saying now they showed her drugs that she was given. I think something for pain and something else. One of them she didn't take as much, but one it could be a problem. I was trying to give you a chance. I don't know if anybody's Googled it because I'm going to go now to see if you could pull up any of this while I'm on here. However, you all pull it up later. I love your feedback. I love how you talk to each other. I love how you leave messages for me, ask me questions, or tell me things I need to know. So I will wait for you all to get this and look over what I'm saying because it blew my mind. But it also depressed me. Somebody 33 years old, just like Nipsey, young, at the prime of your life, beautiful. Her and this surgeon clearly had an agreement. I don't know what it was, or she didn't have to pay as much, or she was going to promote his services, which I don't know, because this guy's on a sinking ship. You know, fucked so many other people up, or at least they say he fucking them up. Now, who's going to make that up on a top surgeon, goddammit? Now, I don't know why she thought this would end well. I guess because she's a well-known person, her husband, her boyfriend is famous and shit. But that didn't save her goddamn life because this man went right in there and disrespectfully butchered this woman. Had a young baby, 3 babies, and she's still here talking. So, I wish these women that don't like me, don't care for me, don't believe in my gift, try to say I don't have one, that like to come and rub. It's funny how God works because they like to rub it in my face about I don't believe you. I listen to this person, that person, but you don't need to come tell me. Just don't listen because it doesn't hurt me. I could give 0 fucks, especially when you don't give me no money to do shit for me anyway. It's always a black bitch. When I come over here and do this shit and I'm up here minding my motherfucking business. But God always help me wipe your face with your dirty diaper, bitch. Wipe your face after you done shitted in it with your own fucking diaper, bitch. Because you said that I was lying. and that I didn't know what I was talking about, and Jackie wasn't talking to me because she went and talked to other psychics over there, and their reading and my reading was different. And if y'all noticed, I had kept mentioning it when I did new readings on her. I still stood on all 10. I stood by what I said. I said, I don't, she did not tell me she was strangled to death. She was still, yes, I remember. One of the things I said that girl was unconscious, but conscious. She was unconscious, but that girl heart was still beating when she left that hotel. That girl did not die in that hotel. She was dying and having stress and under cardiac duress and was in pain and said her face was burning, her head was hurting. But that girl was alive, just not responsive. I always said it because that's what she said. And then they said they pronounced her physically dead, deceased at 11 o'clock at night. Where? Not in her hotel room, at the hospital. The hospital. And I told y'all it can't be both. To the bitches that said I was lying and putting the other woman's name down in there saying she was right and I was wrong. You cannot be choked out and strangled to death and beat in the head, nose, eyes, and mouth and face and strangled earlier in the day, early in the evening. Leave the hospital room dead, and then a few hours later be pronounced, leave the hotel room, dead, and at the hospital, and a few hours later be pronounced dead at the hospital. If they did it at the hotel room, that's it. They don't need to do it again. Because, but then again, if you've been choked out and strangled and beat in the head and shit, you dead. Okay. This is what they said, the psychic said, and I actually went over there and I heard her say it. I kept it to myself. And I asked Jackie to listen, and she bent down. I said, is that true? Do you want to tell me that? She said, no. I'm not going to tell you that. I said, that happened to you? She said, no. I was still alive. It was shallow, but I was still breathing in my room when they came to pick me up with the lady. Because I even told you, I said, y'all, it was a black lady that came from Atlanta and done snuck back up there and won't tell. God damn it. What we found out, it was her motherfucking auntie, God damn it, her dad and sister that were living up in Atlanta. She was there the whole fucking time. And you see, she still won't say nothing about what she saw and what happened to her goddamn it niece. Now see, that's like either you're a virgin or not, or you a little bit pregnant, or you sucked some dick or you didn't. See, either you dead in the goddamn hotel room because you been choked to death, or you fucking wasn't. It's not. That's not a gray area. Goddamn it! It's either yes, you dead in the room, or yes, you still breathing. You just not responsive and you're not conscious. It can't be both of them. And I stuck to what I said, even though these people said, these other psychics said I was lying. They had to come both. She said, I can tell you something. Erase your comment, bitch, before I block you and erase it for you. Now, I don't have a problem with you repeating what a psychic said, bitch, but it's the way to do every goddamn thing. Because you're trying to demean me and say I ain't shit. That's the vibe I'm feeling, bitch. I'm sensing, bitch, you throwing shade. Now, you're not gonna do that. But if you want to tell me what somebody said respectfully, it's okay. If you tell me what somebody said, and I mentioned it, they had a conversation. I said, oh, okay, I know you talking about it, and I still don't give a motherfucker. And I said the fuck I said. She wasn't strangling her nose, wasn't beat off her face. Now, as I said, I didn't read the whole autopsy yet. But it looked like I saw a portion. They were describing her orbital bone in her nose. They said it was intact. It wasn't broken. It wasn't crooked. She had not been hit in it. It wasn't cut off halfway, sideways, none of that. It didn't say anything about this lady nose was beat off her face and cut off, and they had to stitch this lady nose back on. But see, like I said, I didn't read the whole thing, so I'm inviting y'all to read it and check me. Check my footwork because you know what? I ain't gonna even say nothing about this shit no more. This shit is just all I can say is just why. Just why? Why me? I don't understand because I don't bother nobody. And people like to bother me. I don't go to psychics pages. If and sometimes I do listen. Some psychics I enjoy. Not too many though. You do you, I do me. I don't compete with nobody. It's enough room for everybody. I'll listen and I said, yeah. And I don't listen to them before my readings. I'm just talking about like what some of the psychics I've been so busy and I noticed a lot of stuff didn't come true, but I liked it because I realized some stuff you have to shift if somebody's trying to block you or do black magic or destroy you. I like the horoscopes, how they would do all, well, they still do them. All the horoscopes, they get the cards and they read to tell you about a Sagittarius, a Capricorn. Those are the ones I used to watch all the time, but I stopped when whatever they said for Sagittarius wasn't really what it was. And I know it's not a guarantee you're doing a general reading. So I don't listen to those as much anymore. But some of them really be on point. They know what the fuck they talking about. So I ran across one about a month or so ago, and she was like, "Let me tell you something, Sagittarius. This person gonna try to get back with you, and don't believe this. They trying to act like they want to help you, but really trying to set you up to laugh at you and make fun." And I said, "You know what, bitch? I know what the fuck you talking about. My damn ex trying to come back up." And he just did the shit. I said, you know what? I don't remember the girl name, but I enjoyed that reading. And she was doing the cards on Sagittarius. I said, wait a goddamn minute now. Because see, then I said, so I'm going to go to another read on Sagittarius. I went to buy 3 damn readers I ain't never went to before on YouTube. And all 3 of them said the same goddamn shit. I said, oh, hell no. Wait a minute now. Now, this is not a coincidence. You know, shit like that I like. But readings on anybody I'm doing a celebrity reading on, or did I go watch different one? I only went to the one where they said that I didn't know what I was talking about and that the girl would choke and beat up a man. They let him said a woman open the door and let the man beat her ass and beat her in the head. I looked at it. Did I say something? No. Did I do a video about it? No. Did I put a comment under this other female's video? No, I don't do that. That those are the type of games I don't play, and I don't attack other psychics. I don't fight with other psychics. They fight with me. Y'all ain't never heard or seen me do nothing like that. That I listen and I know how to cut you off if I don't want to hear what the fuck you saying and go about my goddamn business and do something else. And that's what the fuck Alexis does. I go back in my own world and I stay in my own motherfucking world. And I listen to it and I said, Jackie, are you listening? Why did you say to her? But you said, are you telling them things that you're not telling? She said, no. Now I don't know why it's that way. I can't speak to that. I don't know why they will say one thing to one person. Then they'll go and somebody else says, well, she didn't say that to me. Well, she said to Alexis. Alexis, I don't know what she's talking about because she told me this. And she added this to it and that. And then somebody tells it to me. And then I go and ask whoever it is, whether it's her, whether it's King Von, whether it's Nipsey. My grandmother, look, did such and such said you told them this or that. Is that really true, or you just didn't feel comfortable saying it to me, or did that happen? And I would never say they didn't say something to another psychic. All I'm saying is sometimes the things they say to me, and sometimes they say what the person said to another psychic is different. I don't know why they do that. If they're doing it, I can't say. I can't say that she didn't say that to these other psychics. Maybe she did. I'm not saying the person's lying, but they like to say that I'm lying. And so I asked her and I re-looked at it and I re-looked at it and just like now I'm going over with Nipsey's case. Because I've been accused of being a jealous hater of his baby's mama and that I made up this stuff about her, and that's not me. I even hated to have to do this reading all these times with the stuff he told me about her, and he told me to say it so she could get the message. If she got, I know she knows who I am. She doesn't know me personally. I don't know her personally, but I know she knows who I am. And I know that I'm hated very, very, very much. And I don't blame her. Because if somebody had said that about me and it wasn't true, I would hate them too. So I cannot say I don't understand it. I would hate them too. And if somebody said that about me and I did it, or I was dirty to Nipsey and I was supposed to be his lover, and at one point he was so crazy about her and in love with her, he thought he was young. He's like in his 20s. A lot of people look at people on video and get infatuated with them and see them in a movie and they got to have them. And then they see they're not what they thought. I'm revisiting that now to see if I heard him correctly or not. I'm willing to do it. This is what, we almost 4 years later. Who wants people in the public to know? Now I'm sure people around them knows if Nipsey really spoke to me or not, if I heard the right information, if she worshiped the ground this man walked on. I am telling you the way it looked to me. At first, he worshiped the ground that she walked on. She didn't worship him. She didn't chase him. She was chasing Lil Wayne before she got him and got pregnant with him. And I don't know who else. And she dated Trey Songz, somebody else. He chased her. He made it, no, he wanted her. And before and even after he was with her, he had other lovers and had gotten other people pregnant. So I already knew. Let me tell you something that I'm learning because this is still very hard for me. Thank you, baby. And I'm still digging in it. That's why I really didn't want to talk because it's depressing to me. And then I found out another friend of mine that I've known for about 10 years now. I didn't even know he physically died. I knew something was wrong because he didn't come in here. I didn't see him in here. And Nipsey didn't bring him in here. And Nipsey always tells me if it's a relative or friend or someone else and he'll bring him, he did it this time. And that's like, I can't get into that though, but that like really blew my mind because I knew, I kept thinking about him real, real hard. And I knew something was wrong, but then he's like pulled away from me before. I was like, Alexis, I just, I've been going through so much. I just didn't want to talk to you. I needed time to myself. I thought this was the same situation. I hadn't talked to him since July. He was ignoring me. July, August, September, I hear nothing, but then he hits my mind real hard. And God, I feel bad because I actually text him like a week ago. And when I text him, he didn't answer. And that's not like him. And I said something, and I didn't want to think that because it happened to me before. When somebody, I was trying to reach them and I was texting them because their phone was still on and the messages were still going through. And I started getting a funny feeling. I said, that's not like them. And then I found out they had physically died. I just found out he physically died. And it just basically, it confirmed it. But then I got angry at him. I've been so mad at him because he was very spiritual and he was psychic and he was a reader and a seer. And I said, why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you tell me you were feeling this or you... he didn't commit suicide. That's not like him. That's not what I'm saying. But somebody so spiritual, like, why would you just give up? Why would you just leave? He was 52. I'm like, you're still young. You still got your life, a large part of your life ahead of you. You're middle age. I just, that messed me up this week. That really messed me up. And it's so much I don't know about death that I'm learning from Nipsey and the other people that come here. There's so much that we don't know because nobody taught us. They wouldn't tell us. And they act like it's a bad thing. It's a final thing. You're gone forever. You don't speak or anything like that. I see it totally different and I respect it. That's where I live in the underworld. That's what I do every day. Whether I'm talking to a person that's living in a physically alive body and you telling me to speak to the body and tell you why it's doing what it's doing or why it's not doing what it's doing and why is it sick and what to do about it. And many times the dead, physically dead will come in because you are walking, talking, you're carrying epigenetics. You're carrying your ancestors in your body, good and bad, genetically, and they speak. Or am I talking to someone with a physically dead body? You're still up out of it having a conversation, the soul self, the light self, the deeper aspects of the self. And I'm saying I'm he wants me to go and look at his reading again. And I don't even know how many I've done on this man. But that is something I want to be wrong about because I know that a lot of people hate me, and that's fine if I'm right. The only reason I would get upset if you hate me is that I'm a liar, and I don't want to be that. And I don't like to say things like that, but you know what? I work for the spirits, and I'm not here to please a human that I don't mean shit to anyway. And I know I don't mean shit to these people. And I know she's under the umbrella of a fool. So they all think alike, and they try to destroy me and badmouth me and say I'm a liar and crazy anyway. But I still, how do you say it? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if it is correct what I'm saying, and nobody can prove that I'm wrong, even though it bothers me to say it, I work for the spirits. I don't work for humans. I don't work to police celebrities because they ain't giving me nothing. They ain't gonna give me nothing but lies and some hard dick. And now they ain't even getting a hard dick. They hard dick and bubble gum. Goddamn it, with no goddamn chaser, bitch, and no grease. So what I still believe at this time, and I'm gonna look deeper, and I've reread it, and I've asked somebody else to read it and ask the same question. Unfortunately, we see the same thing about the baby's mother that I saw the very first day he came down here and started telling me what she did to him and how she would walk up on him and try to bully him and fight him. He said they would have their arguments, disagreements. He said, but I didn't beat her up. He said, I would say things to her to hurt her feelings because she liked to insult me. He said it was time this lady talked to him like he was trash and he was beneath all the other niggas that she fucked with and her other baby daddy. He said it. I asked him the other day. She said it. He still said it. Auntie Soul, did she cook for you? Did she rub you down? Did she prepare your meals like you like them from your other side over there? The Ethiopian Eritrean side over there and your other side over here? And you felt she was madly in love with you? And did she treat you this way and basically worship you and cater to your every need and cook for you and stuff? He said, no. He said, first, I didn't ask her to do that because I was just so happy and felt like I had this trophy and I had manifested what I wanted, like I always do. He said, I did not know that the dream would turn into a nightmare. He said, everything I wanted her to do sexually and any other things, she was right there doing that. And I thought, this is the idea. This is my dream girl, my dream woman, all that. He said, then I started seeing the manipulation in it and that the person, uh, really didn't have them all upstairs, attractive to look at. He said, but really didn't have them all upstairs, like by two or three different personalities. He's still saying it. I said, well, is she really happy with you and in love with you? Did you feel that? He said no. He didn't. The way she would treat him and talk to him, he said everything's about a manipulation and deceptive and a liar. She's real cunning, real slick with it. It's hard to see it. The way she talk a good game. She come off grinning with the dimples and harmless, and she disarming. You don't really know what you're dealing with. Somebody that's real cunning and to set a nigga up. I mean, hey, I hate to go there. But I'm willing to check myself, and then I ask other psychics to check me. She still got a deceptive spirit on her and in her. Trying to play this game and put these pictures everywhere. And we were so in love and we was married and we was like we was married. From what Nipsey has told me, that's a lie. He was not one-on-one in a monogamously sexual relationship with just her. This man had given up on love, given up on trusting women in relationships and didn't trust them. So he might have been giving them money, doing stuff for him, and still giving her money, taking care of his son. He loved his son, loved his daughter, loved whatever other children that we don't know about that she's hiding. She knows he was not committed to her. This man was just fucking really. He was just doing him. because he had given up hope that he was going to find his soulmate in his lifetime and live happily ever after with a woman that would also heal him from his mommy wounds. Her and the other one, Tanisha, them two remind him of his mommy wounds. And they would stick him in them, and he would stick them in theirs. They fight each other. He fight them, he argue with them, they fight him. I'm not saying he's an angel. I'm just saying to you, this woman was not madly in love with this man, and he knew it. And they were not in a monogamous, committed relationship like she keeps trying to paint, and sitting up here holding her ass, talking about she's celibate because she still can't get over the fact that the love of her life done damn died on her. Now, see, this is a goddamn lie. And what I'm saying, I have learned, and I don't care what nobody think. I don't care what nobody say, because y'all not in the world that I live in. And even if you are, we on different levels. So I can't judge what your experience is. I don't fucking know, nor do I care. If you didn't bring it to me, it has nothing. It's none of my business what you do and how you do what you do. God damn it! I'm telling you the way I see things and the way Nipsey's teaching me, and the way these other people speaking to me. And like my friend just left, and he was in love with his daughter. So in love with his daughter. And when she was younger, the mother, they got divorced. He cut him off from his daughter. And from like 11, 12 years ago, that's all me and him would be on the phone all night talking about his daughter that he could not see. And I would cuss him out because I said, you such a fucking coward because she's right there where you live at. And why don't you get off your ass and go fight for that girl and go see your daughter, because she's not a baby no more. She's a teenager and almost grown. Well, I'll wait till she come to me and I would cuss him out about it. I say, I hate that coward shit. And don't complain to me because you're making me where I want to beat your ass, but you're too strong for me to beat your ass. But you're making me angry because you're so cowardly. You're a man, and me as a woman, I would never let anybody do that. And you're up here whining. I would cuss and say, just go get the baby. Just go to her. Go let her know you love her and that they told all these lies on you. That's the only thing I would get mad at him when I felt like he was being cowardly. But he loved his daughter so much. Like Nipsey's close to Imani. And then they were like twins because she looked like his family. And the past couple of years, she's with him. He's with her. They post on Facebook. They're giggling together. I said, I'm so happy that your baby can come to you. And I told her, I said, he loved you. Before you came to him, he talked about you every day, all day. And I'm just like, how could you leave your daughter down here? You motherfucker. If I could beat your ass, I would. I can't believe you did this. Everybody has their own experience with physical death. That's none of our business, and we don't know about it. Let me tell you something. One thing I noticed, and anybody around that's seen this will know what I'm talking about when I say this. When it's a couple that is madly in love. Now, I know what Nipsey said in his raps. I finally wifed up my favorite actress, but we know Nipsey from the coroner's report and from the courthouse, Nipsey was never married to anybody. He was a single man and he was never engaged. So he lied about that. And I understand it because he had told me we had an agreement. I had to sign an agreement with her. She made me be as like and push this celebrity couple also to help me with my career, me help her. I lied. We were not that. We were looking like a celebrity couple, but then I'm fucking other people. Me and her not getting along. She fucking other people. We doing group sex. We doing all kinds of shit. We're not together. I said it. But now y'all know when people said I was lying, that I was not like, they were never married. And they were never engaged. You can even see an interview with Nipsey after they just finished taking the picture with the white horse, the horse of death. And TMZ is walking Nipsey to his office. He has a cup in one hand, pulls a swipe card in the other. They said, so when are you going to, how's Lauren London doing? Oh, she's fine. He said, thank you for asking. Always a gentleman. Thank you for in public, because he wasn't going to say that in public, what he gave to me. They said, so when are you going to ask Lauren for, and when are you going to get engaged? He looks at the camera and smirks and says, you know, and then turns his back, swipes his key card, and goes into the office, and you don't see him. This is one thing I have seen as a little girl growing up and now. When a couple, the man's not fucking another woman, the woman's not fucking another man, I'm going to say this number fucking go. And I don't care what you think about it. I'm going to stand on it, on all 10. Because now I'm going to the other levels of a person when they physically die, bam, just like that, or something happens to them and physically kills them. They cannot survive it. All of a sudden, they're gone. And you're like, how could you do this? Because you had this going, you had that going, you want to be here. Sometimes people could physically die and still want to be here. But we don't know what was given to them or what happened to the body. Because I know this particular friend of mine, I begged him not to do the jab and the booster back to back. I said, please don't do that. He said he had to do it, or he'd be put out of the house he was living in. And I said, so leave. Get you a little room. Step out on faith. Trust God. Trust your ancestors. But don't do that. Took either 2 or 3 of them. And got real sick. And then said, I'm fine. And we was on the phone. And like sometimes the stuff he'll say, or the way he'll say it, or forget his train of thought. I said, you shouldn't have. I told you, nigga. You should have did that. I said, you should have asked your black ancestors, or you should have asked your goddamn Mexican ancestors, them Creoles that they mama from New Orleans, them Creole stuff, them she had black hair Mexican. I said, you should have asked one of them sides, goddamn, to ask you, did I know what the fuck I was talking about? You shouldn't have did that shit. I think that might have had something to do with it, but nobody has told me what happened to him. Because I believe it was quick and it was sudden, and I really believe it was something internal. It was tied to what I told him, not to them sticks, When a man and a woman are so committed to each other and they're so in love with each other and they're soulmates and they cannot breathe or walk or talk or stay away from the other too long, you'll know. Because they'll do everything together. And when you talk to them and you see them in an interview together, you will feel it, and there will be no conflict and no tension. The energy will be the same between them. And they will be so in sync with each other. And they're supposed to be so spiritual. She would have saved her husband. And when couples are that way and they've been together for years with just them, even if one of them would have cheated here and there and they cut it off and stayed faithful to that person and they never moved out and never left them, one of them dies. The other person don't live long. Or if they live, you see them drunk, isolated, on pills, in therapy, on some type of treatment center or a psych ward, or recluse in a house where they really can't engage the public and they cannot function in life. The energy, I've seen it happen. The person leaked, just like Grandma Hustle. His grandmother was so brokenhearted by this because this was like her child. She couldn't take it. Just like Debbie Reynolds couldn't take it. When her daughter played Princess Leia on Star Wars died, she said, I'm coming. Wait a minute. Wait on me. And got out of her body. Body dropped and died. And she went to be with her daughter. Now, I don't care what none of you say. I'm standing by. I'm talking to Nipsey. And I know the energy around those types of couples because I've seen it. And you see older people talking about, she ain't going to be here too long. He ain't going to be here too long because you done seen them together up there and doing everything together for 30 years. And then one go, and then within 2 years or so, they can't really live too long, like 5 or 10 years after. If they do, they be fucked up. It don't usually be no 10. It'd be a few years, goddammit, the other one will follow the other one. Both of them physically dead in the ground together with their two headstone beside each other. Now, if y'all don't know nothing about that, y'all young and dumb and full of calm, goddamn, because I know about it, and I see and talk to these people. On the other side, it's just like JackieO did not want to leave her boyfriend with the babies. Were Was he her soulmate? No, he was her karmic. Was he in love with JackieO? No. She was like a possession. She was called herself more in love with him and considered him her soulmate more than he was with her. The circumstances are the same kind of shit. She, from what I saw with JackieO, she's not. That's a sweet baby. That's not a vindictive person. Yes, you got a temper. You got to provoke it though. When she love you hard. Him, on the other hand, he was kind of abusive and act like, but it was a game. He played a lot of mental game. He's a narcissist. He was a narcissist with JackieO, and she didn't want to leave. But what I'm trying to tell y'all, and we still have a lot to learn about this. I need to get off of here. It's late. I need to lay down. Sometimes you could be caught in between, depending on the contracts you sign and the agreements that you make. And do you all see what Young Fly, or what his name is? I told y'all after he did that, he gonna start getting bigger opportunities. Well, y'all have been showing me he's been getting bigger opportunities and deals and television. He might have a movie as well. Look at that. I told y'all that's what this was. This girl was sacrificed. She didn't want to physically die. She didn't want to go. But she knew he wasn't in love with her either. And that's one. Thank you for the donations, people. Thank you so much. It means everything to me. The ones that love me and support me. She told me he wasn't in love with her. He was talking to somebody else. He said a black girl. Now that kind of, upsetted her. And see, that's one reason why she wanted to do that surgery. Because she felt like she had to compete and outdo girls. But you know what? Yes, it's good to look your best. You're competing. You're in a very physical, sensual world. But not to keep a man. Because no matter how good looking you are and how much surgery you have, if you haven't bust his chakra, his heart chakra and his ass chakra open, and he hasn't committed to you like that, where you're all he see, no matter how many other bad bitches with BBLs is around, your surgery is not going to keep no damn man. But see, she was too immature to understand. These people think all you got to do is have a certain body and a certain look and you'll keep a nigga. Why? When everybody else can go get that same look or got that same look, or just might look more attractive to them a certain way, or they fucking you and now they bored and they want to fuck somebody else. They might not leave you alone, but the thrill and the excitement of this in love sensation and shit ain't there. It was never there. And maybe it wasn't meant for those two to feel that or be that. But it's what she wanted to see and feel and create. They were unequally yoked. And I had mentioned this before, and then I'm really going to get my ass off of here. I need to lay down. If they were really soulmates and both of them were madly in love with each other and wanted to protect each other, he sat there and would pray over her in the name of Jesus and pray for these children, and that lady still was butchered up and physically dead up there. That's a good sign right there. Those two were not soulmates. They could have been karmics or soulmates for karmic reasons, bad karma, and to resolve bad karma, but not for love. Because if he was so madly in love with her, his prayers for her and his knowledge of the occult world would have gone deeper to protect her. Because the Jesus prayer in an occult industry, in the industry he was an occult in, was not going to save her life. And it's not going to save him because they both were slaves to it. They both had signed up to it. She wanted to be as big and higher than her boyfriend, who never married her and was not engaged to her. You know, there a lot of times when you see the death of one person and they supposed to be in such a spiritual, deep and in love couple, the death or something that's triggering it is usually coming from within the relationship of the so-called two lovers that are madly in love with each other, because one of them ain't madly in love with the other. Now, when you deal with an older person in old age, the people I'm talking about, they lived and spent their whole life together since they were young. And let's say even if the person that does happen where the two everything's where they want it and they madly in love, usually something and someone will throw a boomerang in there. It can even be from karma. When they are so happy together and everything is so perfect and they're ready to spend their life together and one dies. One physically dies. And then it throws the person, like I said, you will see the mental disorder. You will not see them get married. You will not see them be able to move on with their life in that area. And you will see like a shrine to the person. Now, working, moving on, yes. I'm not saying you can't do that, but for the beginning, many times it's hard. So, I mean, yes, pay your bills, eat, live. If you decide you want to still physically stay here, why do they do a shrine? Because the person is so in love with them and so attached to them, the person hangs around them all the time and starts cock blocking. The person, they see them, they smell them, they hear them, they taste them, they get in the bed with them, they fucking. Many times you won't know because they're embarrassed to tell you, because people will say, you know what? See, you need to go get you some help and get some of that medicine because that woman is not in there. Not knowing you too stupid and you don't have the spiritual gift to see the woman is. I've even talked to men that lost their wife. And there's one lady told me the other day, the man said he was dating because he was lonely and I guess he wanted sex. But it didn't work out with this other woman he started dating because he told the lady that the wife said he can't have no women's in that house. I said, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get this right. His wife, he did not divorce her or leave her. She's physically dead. She said, yes, it's exactly what the fuck I'm saying. She physically died. She told him he could never have another woman inside of that house. And he couldn't have sex with another woman inside of that house. And he still feels his wife. And she been physically dead for a while, but she done got up out her body. And that lady lived in that damn house with that damn nigga, man. And told him the bitch better not put her foot over the goddamn threshold. Now, see, y'all, Big Mar, I'm not lying, man. That man will not say how he still live in that house with his goddamn it physically dead wife. The lady that he ain't moved that lady clothes. He ain't sold that lady's shoe. That lady told him he better not. It was gonna be some ass whooping and goddamn it some repercussion behind it. Might have told him she was gonna bust the lady head, goddamn, but he cannot. Cannot. You said Michael Gideon reading. Yeah, I went over there. Both Nipsey took him over there. He was fucking in there, and then they were telling me, you know, they don't believe in that. Them Ethiopian ritual don't believe in that. And I said, well, thanks to his buddy right here. And I'm talking to him, then told me to tell him to play the love song by Kim, Kim. When love called your name. So he was over there with that lady. And coming over here happy and singing. I said, God damn, nigga, you kind of off key. Nigga, song, I was singing all night long. I'm trying to goddamn sleep. You over here singing and shit and off key and shit and thinking. Talking about you all in love and now I don't have to leave. I know I don't have to leave. I said, no, you don't. I don't know if you're going to take on a body or anything, but you're right. You don't have to. I said, what the fuck have I done? What the fuck has Nipsey done? And many of these people are happy. And wasn't it beautiful? Latoya was so sweet. When they find out it's not just a heaven and hell, and they're raised Christian, they don't have to leave, and they can still see and hear the person. They can come to them in their dreams, and they can lay down with them and touch them. And somebody needs to make them aware If they think they're dreaming or they think they're crazy or they might not know that they're there, like Ghost Demi Moore, it's really like Ghost Demi Moore. But just tell that man, that lady couldn't come in that house. Yeah, she said, I know some. And the man was scared and told the lady, look, man, I could take you out on a date, but I can't bring you in the house because my wife said that I cannot bring you in the house. So she told him before she physically died, you better not goddamn do it. And then he felt her after she got out the goddamn body. He said that she still shared his house. He's sharing his house with his wife, goddamn it. Oh, you welcome, Shirley. I be seeing and hearing all this shit. That's why I know I could tell what the person come tell me and what they feel. And if it's a couple that was madly in love and only was fucking each other and living with each other, Nipsey's telling me that's not the way it was. I mean, y'all want to get mad at me. It's okay. The people that, fans of hers, that's fine. You don't have to believe nothing. I never try to make nobody believe nothing that I say. I mean, I'm sure people that know them could tell me if I'm lying or telling the truth. People that's around them and saw them, they know. And he said towards the end, we argued a lot and we broke up a lot, off and on. He said for years, like 12, 13 years, arguing up and down, didn't get along. He said, and I didn't trust any woman to the point that I believe they love me unconditionally and that I was in love till I get engaged and married. Now that's what Nipsey said. Now I didn't physically know him, so anybody that physically know him, I hope they hear this and check me if I'm lying on him and that ain't how he think and that ain't how he talk, but that's how he talk to me, goddamn it. And he said, I am not gonna marry a woman because they fine with a big old ass. I don't care how many BBLs, I don't care how pretty they are, how deep they dimples are. He said, I am not gonna marry nobody because they good looking. He said, if I'm not in love, I'm not finna lie and say that I'm in love. I'm not finna marry a woman until I know I'm sure that I'm in love with her and I want to be married to this person and this woman's in love with me. And I could trust my heart and my finance, my life with this woman and she can trust hers with me. He said, but I was not sure. He said, about, and not just, he said, any woman. I was just fucking them because I ain't trusting them. I didn't know what was real and what was not and who to believe and who not. So I was just fucking them. So, hey, we have fun. We get together. We do this, that. And after that, my heart still belonged to me because I don't trust none of you and I'm not in love with you. I'm not finna sit up here and say I love you when I don't. I'm not finna sit up here and marry somebody that I'm not in love with and lie. That's what the man is saying, goddammit. And that's one reason why I know that what she's saying about them, that wasn't true. Even though they took the pictures and they said they was together and he said what happened out there. He wasn't. Because we would know about the wedding. This nigga here is so raw and off the chain. He would have made that shit so big, the whole world would have known. And would have wanted to come if he let him in there. He didn't do that. He didn't do that with nobody. And he wanted that. But he said she broke his heart. She hurt him and she was a karmic. You know what? I'm... Oh. That's what the man was doing, Big Ma. He said, because I didn't trust them. And they had hurt me and set me up and want some money and use men. And then they had used me and I seen how they do the other people. He said, then I didn't trust this one I thought was my wife from the movie. He said, so I'm not going to lie. He said, and I was very hurt and disappointed in her because she wasn't what I thought. But see, many times you could build up somebody in your own head with rose colored glass. He said, then her mouth, and the way she talks. At first he thought it was cute. He said, but she have a nasty mouth and a nasty disposition and a nasty attitude. She talk all sweet and nice in the public. I'm so spiritual. When I get off my square, I know it. And I go back and pray and meditate. He said it wasn't like that. This motherfucker have fits, start howling and throwing shit and want to fight him and whoop his tall ass. I try to stay off of her and stay out of that, man. Try to stay off me. Yeah, and they say he know how to blow bitches' backs out, dislocate it, dislocate your ass. You hear that song he did? They released it after he physically died. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, you like the way a skinny nigga fuck, huh? Put my finger in your butt and call you a slut and make you get a nut. I mean, talking all kind of reckless ways. And they said the nigga know how to back it up. Have mercy. Lord Jesus. I just had to do the Fred Sanford and grab my damn chesties. Had to grab my chest. You know, sometimes you need a young nigga to bend you over and talk to you reckless like that. Greasy. Greasy. Real greasy, goddammit. You know what? I did not mean to have this late night session last this long and go this long. I need to get me some rest. I just want to check in with y'all. Because people be telling me, you all right? Where you at? Say something. Y'all know I'm all right if I'm posting videos, people washing their hair and making new hair gels and shampoos, all kind of shit. Y'all know I'm goddamn it all right. How do I receive the messages? How do you channel? I don't do anything. I mean, people just come in here that want to talk to me, and they talk. If I feel comfortable with them, they feel comfortable with me. We just talk. I've been this way since I was a child. Didn't nobody give me no class or no special instruction. I ain't had no teacher, none of that. My mother refused to teach me. She had some of the similar gifts, but they weren't as deep as mine. And she wasn't doing the things I'm doing, medical, intuitive, healer, create products for people, excuse me, to help them see diseases in their body, make fun. She wasn't that. And clearly she was so jealous of it. She tried to basically take my life and would beat and abuse me and dump me places for people to do all kinds of filthy things to me. As well as my half sister, we both had those abilities. But mine were different. I could see and hear beings, good and bad, since I was a child. I would sit and have conversations. So I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I don't know how I do it. You know what? How they put you on your just push you down and bend you over on your knees and open your legs and make you do the butterfly and make you do the tootsie roll and make you do the crybaby. Goddamn it! They gonna have you face down, like Meg the Stallion doing the crybaby. Shut up! Lift your damn hips up and have you on your knees, face up, ass up, face down. God damn it! Face down, ass up. That's what we like to fuck. Twist your body around and move your hips and have you doing a spread eagle and shit. And put your damn toes, your tip, make you stand on your tippy toe and do the tootsie roll. And bend over and then get on your back. Yeah, what? Yes, I see, you know what I'm saying? I need to do the crybaby. I need a nigga make me do the crybaby right now. Physically in the spirit, goddamn it, don't matter, bitch. As long as I can feel it and yeah, just hit your hand up against the goddamn and throw your ass up and down and hit your fist up against the floor because that nigga goddamn really digging down doing the crap. You know what? I'm not fucking with y'all, goddamn it. Good night.